Did you see some of the money and what he spent it on, apparently, according to the feds?
Well, according to the feds and...
Three Range Rovers.
Right. Real estate here.
$1 million in landscaping at his Hamptons home.
Yeah. A purchase of a condo, I think, in Soho.
Mm-hmm. And then he had a brownstone in Brooklyn. But it was... They had somehow put it under somebody else's name.
Right. I mean, listen, he's innocent until proven guilty.
Absolutely.
And we should stress that. I've seen like what looks like incredible evidentiary indictments that you think, well, this guy's got to be guilty, and then all of a sudden they get out because it's not just not there. It's hard to prove the case. White collar crime is hard to prove. You've got to prove a very high bar of intent, and known as scienter. Right. So, I'd be careful before saying he's guilty.
All right. I'd be careful before saying that we're going to hear real details on Wednesday about taxes, but people are hoping.
Well, I think we're going to get some more details. And here's the one detail that is near and dear to our hearts. It's hate to just, since we're New Yorkers and, around here, we're all worried about this. And New Jersey and Connecticut, it's the state and local tax deduction known as SALT, whether that stays or goes. Initially, that's not in the plan. It's the deduction is out. Here's what we have. I'm getting this from my producer, Brian Schwartz. His sources are confirming that the White House is expected to host a conference call tonight with all 9 New York Republican lawmakers on the SALT deduction. Now, why does that matter? Well, you need as many lawmakers as possible, even Republicans, mind you, from these high tax states that want to keep the deduction, and they're going to meet with these guys. It'll be like Peter King. I thought I saw Peter King's face on the air. We having him on later?
Peter King, yeah.
You should, if we're having him on later, you should ask him about this. He's going to, from what I understand, if we're not, you should ask him anyway. But from what I understand, he's going to be on the call, and it's going to be, they're going to lay out what appears to be some sort of compromise, not a total elimination, but some sort of mid-ground. That's at least what we're hearing. The devil will be in the details. On the call will be Gary Cohn, the head of the National Economic Council, and possibly, from what I understand, Steve Mnuchin. So this is a pretty big obstacle in getting the House to vote for tax reform. I don't know the exact numbers, but there's at least 24. Well, first off, the blueprint of the tax budget blueprint barely passed by 3 votes. One of the reasons why it barely passed is because you had so many Republicans from these high tax states that were voting against it. Peter King was actually out there, a Long Island Republican, was actually going out there and basically saying, don't vote for it, telling his congressional colleagues, don't vote for it. So it barely passed the House because of this one issue, I think.
And people call it a giveaway to high tax states.
Just wait.
New York, New Jersey, California. But guess what? The other side of this is that these states put in the most into the federal tax coffers, and that the states that are low tax, the Alabamas, the Mississippis, the Louisianas, are the ones who use most of the government outlays that the high tax states pay for and pay into.
There are 2 arguments here. The one argument is, why should New Yorkers be taxed at get more tax benefits than, say, a guy from Arkansas? That's clearly an argument. It does resonate somewhat with me. Why should New York, essentially,
New York maybe uses fewer outlays?
Just let me make the point. Have a huge welfare state, because we do tax a lot, and people in this state are in favor of the politicians of the huge federal welfare state, while a lot of people outside the state are not. So why should we make them pay for our political preference? That's one. The other half is exactly what you said. New York, New Jersey, California donate a lot to the federal coffers. They deserve some sort of give back. Because people in these states make a lot of money. There's a lot of rich people in these states. They deserve some sort of break for living in these states and contributing to the public welfare. That is clearly a resonating argument. What's interesting here, though, these are Republicans that are asking for this. These aren't Democrats that are banging the table and say, you're going to screw over homeowners in Long Island that aren't rich, that aren't millionaires, that make $200,000, $300,000 a year, families of 5. They're not really, these are high-cost states to live in.
So the meeting is tonight, at least the conference call tonight with New York Congressman.
I should point out, the last time we reported a conference call on this thing, they didn't have it. They stiffed them all.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's scheduled, and they're going to have to do this sooner or later to get these guys on board for the budget vote on Wednesday. So we understand it's tonight. And it'll be a big story tomorrow if they come up with a compromise, so keep watching Fox Business.
And Charlie flags you on that, and thank you, Brian, to your producer, Charlie Gasparino.